Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of the Fit Without the Fuss podcast. My name is Luke Melville. I'm an online fat loss transformation coach. And as always, I'm joined by sports massage therapist and coach, Darren Carroll. Darren, welcome to episode number 8.
Hey there, Luke. How are we doing today, all right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Did a leg session with my brother this morning.
Okay, how was
front
that?
squats, actually. Yeah, got the old...
Oh, tough.
They are. And you don't realise actually how much core is actually used in a front squat
Yep.
compared
Yeah,
to...
I always struggled with my shoulders when it came to front squats.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That was the thing that always let me down. So
Yeah, I've gone for you can go to the cross grip, and then obviously there's the usual sort of grip, but obviously it's down to mobility, isn't it?
yeah, huge and limb length as well.
Yeah,
So
that's
again,
true.
you got long forearms, it's a challenge,
Yeah. So
or short arms. I mean, I myself, all my squatting is done on a safety bar, so
yeah,
similar,
that's good actually. Yeah,
just a lot more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, nice one. How's your week been though? All good?
yeah, good. Obviously, it's only Monday, but yeah, it's been a good Monday as always. So nice and busy. How about yours?
Yeah. Busy day. Monday's usually kind of like an admin day for me. A couple of check-ins in the morning,
Okay. Yeah.
and then it's usually Monday like group calls and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of like a bit of everything on Monday for me, to be honest. But yeah, it's all good. So yeah, just before we begin, if you guys have any questions, make sure you post them in the comment section below, and we will answer them at the end. I did check last video, there wasn't any questions. So again, easy shift for me and Darren to start off on this one. In today's episode, we're going to cover AI versus your coach. Okay, so if you have a coach, or you're thinking about getting a coach, or you're even thinking about using AI as your coach, this video will be very interesting for you. If you're someone who's thought about using AI, to help you with your training, nutrition, or you're already potentially using an app, or there are chat bots out there now that can tell you what to do, whatever your situation looks like, this episode will massively help you out. If you can apply just a couple of these things, you'll know exactly when to trust AI and then when to actually turn around and say to yourself, well, I'm actually in need of a real coach, okay? Because there are, we're going to go into some areas where a real coach is so much more beneficial. So, Darren, we'll just start off with the benefits of AI. AI over the last couple of years, probably since, was it 2020? Technically, it was when the pandemic, after that, AI started resurging. Over the last couple of years, AI has got bigger and bigger and bigger. Businesses, everyone is basically using AI right now. In terms of health and fitness, though, what we're going to be talking about in terms of nutrition, training, what's your overall thoughts on AI at the minute as using AI as a coach, do you think?
I'm a bit old school,
Yeah.
in that I use it, but probably quite limited. I think it's quite a skill to using AI in terms of, again, we'll probably mangle all the language now, but using the prompts, asking the right questions, I think that becomes a huge component of it. Where I think if you're skilled at asking the right questions and putting in those correct prompts, you can get some really good answers.
Yeah.
I'm still one of those people that uses it as though I'm using Google, I'll be honest.
Right.
So my scope of practice just isn't very good. So
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. For me, I'm using AI all the time, literally all the time.
yeah,
For me, it's basically building my own app called The Hive, which tracks all my clients' data on. It just does all the coding for me, so I can literally create anything and everything. And you can use AI to create processes, for businesses and stuff like that. In terms of fitness and nutrition, I don't actually use AI. I know sometimes in the nutrition trackers now they do have AI in the workouts as well, in the workout apps. They have AI sort of looking at your numbers. So it's kind of already built into what we're using, really. But AI, apart from that, using all the time. We'll just go over some benefits then. So the benefits of AI, we'll touch on the first one. To create a personalized workout and nutrition plan, it's just so easy with AI. Just literally type in a prompt, like you said, and just say, create me a workout plan and a diet plan. It's just quick and easy, isn't it? On that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, quick, easy, cheap.
Yes.
Which is huge. Because obviously we're chatting to beginners where you want at least something to work with. So if you can sit down on your AI, chat GPT, whatever it is, and just say, right, I'm going to train 3 days a week. My goal is weight loss. I want to get stronger legs. write me a 3-day program,
Mm.
you've got the great basis there to get started.
Yeah. Absolutely. You can also like track progress automatically. Like Darren said, if you can put in the numbers accurately and be reliable, it is very good. Obviously, it reads data very quickly, very very quickly. You can also obviously adapt your plans on it as well. So if you are using ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is, yeah, if you're putting in all your data, it's going to read that data and give you data changes back. And then also that can remove kind of like the guesswork in it. Also it can identify patterns in your setup, in your nutrition and training. It can also make it more accessible and affordable for people who can't afford a coach. If you are someone who thinks that coaching is expensive, and it's all down to not what you can afford, but it all comes down to what you value most at the end of the day. And I think, yes, if you believe that coaching is very expensive and you want a cheaper option, then going to AI, using it for accountability, I guess, nothing wrong with that. What was your thoughts on that, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, it's an upgrade from having nothing at all.
Mm,
AI can give you feedback. If you're tracking and you're not making progress, there's a good chance AI is going to say to you, right, you're not making progress,
mm,
that there's something wrong here.
mm.
So again, there will be some accountability in that. And any level of accountability is going to be valuable to you if you are serious about making progress.
Yeah, definitely. And the good thing is with AI, it's basically available 24/7.
Yeah.
There's no waiting for a coach to respond. If you had a coach, for example, someone messaged you at midnight, there's a high chance you might be sleeping. But with AI, it's obviously going to give you a response straight away. Okay. If it's the best response or not, obviously that's up to you to determine. But yeah, it can obviously give you that response straight away. So we'll just go into the negatives now about AI. The first one that I want to bring up is the almost the emotional side, the emotional intelligence, because as we know, Darren, when we're doing the coaching and any journey that people are on, it's all emotional because we are humans. We have emotions. AI doesn't know that emotional part.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It cannot be responsive to your emotional needs. If you have a bad day, that might show up in your training.
Mm.
How do you account for that in your tracking on AI?
And I think as well is if you do have a bad day, the AI doesn't know where the bad day really came from, does it?
No.
And if you are, because we are human, we're all emotional. We have, we have the fear and greed, that type of emotions. We have the all or nothing emotions as well. AI can't really detect that. And again, it's just one of those things just to think about. Also, another sort of negative part of AI being your coach is understanding your mindset, because I think everyone has a different viewpoint and everyone has a different, way of thinking about things. AI, again, very hard unless you're detailed in the prompt and you put in every single thing that is in your mind on that prompt, it won't know what you're thinking. And that's why a coach is obviously so beneficial. Coach can actually listen to you, report feedback, actually have a conversation. How good is it, Darren, when you actually talk to someone? And like you said, actually, with the massage table, people are talking to you and they're actually releasing the stress, aren't they?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. That's hugely valuable. Again, that's why a lot of people want a coach or an in-person PT
Mm,
because they do value that human interaction.
mm,
For some people, that is priceless.
yeah,
The training program is the bonus almost.
yeah. And you're not releasing stress, are you, by typing on a keyboard? You release stress by talking, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
And I think that's why, physios like yourself and PTs, yes, you're in the gym training, doing your work, but at the same time, you're having all these conversations. And like you said, was it you said in the first couple of episodes, you're almost like a punch bag sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I firmly believe that for all PTs and therapists, should be at a very base minimal amount of psychology training.
Mm,
Basically, just develop some people handling skills
yeah.
because there are some very good PTs out there, but their human interaction, unfortunately, just isn't very good.
Mm.
and that, unfortunately, both the client and the trainer are losing out because of they just can't build a great relationship.
Yeah. And I think as well, going back to obviously like the AI, even if you are probably not the best coach, if someone can just talk to you and just release it and let it out,
Yeah,
it's so much more beneficial, isn't it? Rather than,
yeah,
it's almost being like a keyboard warrior, isn't
yeah.
it?
That's
Because
it, yeah.
those guys are obviously angry behind the keyboard, but the best way to release stress is actually talking. Another one about AI that can be a negative is the sort of like the generic plans that it can dish out to people. Say on your side for the rehab side, if someone went into AI and typed in, "I've got knee pain when I squat." I think you did a video today actually on the knee pain, didn't you?
That's it, yeah.
Which I saw. Yeah. So if someone put in AI, "I got bad knees when I squat. What do I do?" Create me a program. Again, it's going to be so generic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, obviously you alluded to my video earlier, and obviously in that my video was more about yes, your knee pain,
Mm.
but 90% chance of coming from your ankles or your hips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, again, I can assess that. AI can't.
Yeah.
So, there are limitations. It cannot be again, it will come down to how you prompt it,
Mm.
but sometimes it does take that educated mind to have a look at a bigger picture and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Again, like you for yourself as a coach, if you see someone is struggling in their training, but you notice that their calories are really, really low, well, the training isn't the problem. It might be their nutrition.
Mm.
AI isn't going to see or ask that question.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be so detailed when you are using AI. I don't know if you guys know much or how to set up the AI properly, but when you're on things like ChatGPT and Claude, under the profile in the settings, there's like an about you section where you can just type in about you. Um, that alone needs to be really, really detailed. So if you are wanting to create a plan, the AI literally needs to know everything. It needs to know everything. What your mindset's like, what your behaviors are like, your habits, what you're currently doing. Your setbacks, how you react. It needs to know everything for
yeah.
it to be so precise. But I think there's a limiting factor here where people don't want to really, sort of be personal, do they? On the AI, they're thinking, oh, is this safe actually to deliver all this personal information about me?
So I think it's one of the things that sometimes with that more personal stuff, you know, as coaches, we can pick up on it in terms of people's tone when they talk to us, their body
Mm.
language.
Yeah.
We can read into that and then we can take it on board, whether we're consciously doing it or not. We take that on board and we adjust accordingly.
Mm.
So again, you remember this back to when you were an in-person PT.
Mm.
Someone might have come in mentally, they're up for it, but as soon as they start training, you can see how tired they are.
Yeah.
Right there and then, you've got to change that training program for the day
Yeah.
because they're physically just not going to get what they want from the day.
Yeah.
So
And that was actually quite common because you have your ups and downs.
yeah,
I used to, especially some of the young lads that I used to have, they obviously love doing the bench press and all that kind
yeah,
of stuff. I'd get them to warm up, and the warm up sets would actually be quite heavy one week, and
yeah,
that would be the cue of, okay, he's tired. What I'm going to do
yeah.
today actually is not follow the program. We're going to switch it totally up today, and we'll get back on that program next week.
And again, when it comes to rehab, that's much more elevated. I
Mm.
can write a great training program to help someone's knees. If they walk in that day and go, right, my knees feel an absolute mess,
Mm.
it's like, okay, but I've got to rewrite the plan. We're staying away from your knees today.
Yeah,
Let's not put you in pain. That's not our
yeah, yeah.
objective. We're not just going to fight through
No.
because it's written down on the piece of paper. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's like any program, isn't it? Because say, for example, the journey that I create for the clients, it's a 48-week journey. Now, if you did every single week perfectly, which you're not, it would take you 48 weeks. However, there are weeks where you're on holiday, you're ill, maybe you just feel weak, tired,
yeah,
drained, stress, work, family, all these things. And the program never goes to plan. It never does.
yeah,
But AI won't see it that way because AI is a robot. So it
yeah.
will tell you almost, well, if you're not doing this, now do this. And it's one of those things where you just kind of need to think, look, life happens, it gets in the way. You need to expect setbacks. And yes, AI is clever now, it could probably understand that. but to a certain degree of a coach understanding, I think it's totally different
Yeah.
on that. The AI is literally going to give you exact steps of what to do next. And sometimes it's actually worth having a coach or a second opinion to go, sometimes it's just best to have a week off, have a rest.
Yeah.
But the AI
Yeah.
could get you going again. You just got to be careful of that. Like you said as well, Darren, asking the right questions. So just want to touch into this because when we do our like onboarding or when we do the check-ins or when you ask questions for people, especially on the rehab side as well, you have to be asking the right questions, not just general questions. They need to
Yeah.
be the right questions. How important is that?
Well, it's hugely valuable. Especially with rehab, there's a huge emotional side for it.
Mm.
So, you can't just say, "Oh, are you okay?" It's right.
Yeah.
How did your knees feel this week? How do they feel today? When do they feel at their worst? When they feel at their best?
Mm.
How were they, both in training, but also just everyday life?
Yeah.
And all I've done is ask you about your knees. I haven't asked about anything else yet. So,
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, it's
again,
exactly the same with like fat loss and the check-ins.
yeah,
When you're weighing in, I think as well is having that accountability with a coach. Because if you're weighing in for an AI chatbot and just putting in your weight, there's no real pressure there, is there? Really? I mean, if your weight went
no,
up, you wouldn't really care. You'd be like, well, just put it in for AI, see what it says. That's
yeah,
sure. But if you've got a coach, and especially if you're paying for coaching, because then you've got that factor that is, if you put some money down, you're more likely to work harder because there's a reason.
well, you put value on it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I've had coaches in the past purely for the accountability.
Mm.
I don't, yes, I'll do what you tell me to do. I know what to do, but because I've got to weigh myself every Monday, that's what's going to keep me on track. No, I've got to answer to you.
Yeah, yeah,
And you can turn around and tell me I've been a bit of a dick this week. Need to
yeah,
step up.
yeah.
So,
And I think that might be a thing as well, unless you program the AI to be brutally honest
yeah,
or for it to be, whatever way you want it to. You need to be specific with the AI and tell,
yeah,
almost tell you how you want to be treated as well.
yeah,
Um, Also, spotting good days and bad days. I mean, for me, like I always say, if you have a bad day, it's not the end of the world. As long as you're back on it the next day,
yeah,
nothing will change. But in terms of the AI, if you give the prompt your bad day, the AI could probably change the plan a lot.
yeah,
And obviously, Darren, from the programs that you do, the program doesn't change, does it? It stays the same. It's just that, things might have to just slow down or speed up,
yeah.
basically.
That's it. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
else on
Again,
that.
it's when you watch it, we can make better and more informed choices on what we're changing.
Mm.
So, like you say, if someone's struggling, you may just change the rep speed,
Mm.
or you may just change a slight angle, which it might be a small, very small change, but completely change the exercise for the client.
Yeah.
Like I say, it won't be a major overhaul or complete rewriting of programs and feel like you're starting again. So
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, the AI will literally tell you
yeah,
exactly down the sort of the route that it's already
yeah,
planned. Um, Also, it can last point. Well, two last points actually on the negative side. One of them being overloading people with a lot of data. Now, I think you touched on this before a while back as well that you don't like to track too much data because it is overwhelming.
yeah,
And again, people just need to be careful of that. In terms of AI, it can literally spit out any and all data for you. That creates confusion, doesn't it? And then you sort of lose clarity, then, don't you? With
yeah. You get a mental overwhelm.
yeah, yeah.
So
And what happens with mental overwhelm is people give up.
it would just shut down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because there's too much going on.
just throw the whole lot in the bin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
What is it? Too much analysis causes paralysis, something like that.
yep,
That literally sums that one up. And the last point I've got here is, which I think's a really big one, is having that community aspect. I think, an example of this would be even just walking into the gym, for example, seeing everyone training, like we mentioned the other week, actually, seeing everyone training, talking to people. If you are in a coaching program, similar to the one I have, where again, it's the live group calls every Monday night. We all get on. We got the group chat as well. Just knowing that someone else is on the journey as well is a huge boost, isn't it? It's a huge boost.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Again, that often becomes accountability.
Mm.
Just chatting about your training, they're going to ask, right, how are you getting on? How's it going? Are you
Yeah,
moving forward?
yeah, yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
it's
it's huge.
especially
So,
when you were training. Obviously, you're probably in the gym talking to people all the time. Even probably what whilst you're training, would you say?
yep,
Yeah. And then
absolutely.
it's not a bad thing, is it? At the end of the day, unless you're really strict about your rest times.
No, I'm very casual about mine.
Oh
Going
yeah.
to, yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so if you have a 10-minute conversation and you've lost your pump, it's nothing to worry about.
Um,
Because it can
Sometimes I
happen.
lose
It
it.
can happen.
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
no, most people are pretty good and quite respectful. So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
good. So,
Nice one. Nice one. Yes,
yeah.
we've just gone over some like
Yeah.
positives and negatives there. Using AI. Any points for you, Darren, that you wanted to go over?
Yeah. So, I think one we need to talk about that we haven't looked at. One of the things I do, and I'm sure you do with your coaching clients, is I will have videos from them.
Mm.
So, I want to see your technique. I want to see your rep speed. I want to see how you move so that I can look at that technique and go, right, I want you to get better at this, or I need to change this. Or let's say, I don't know, I'm doing an overhead press and my back hurts. Okay, well, please send me the video. I can start to adjust for that.
Mm.
Where you can't send a video into AI and say, please check my form.
Mm.
So that's a big one. So
Yeah.
especially, we are talking to beginners here. So where early on, you want to nail that technique pretty quickly rather than just
Yeah.
move weight.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there probably is AI things now that you probably can upload your video. It probably can assess, but at the end of the day, it's going to be generic information, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be generic information or an expert who's been doing it 10, 20 plus years. Who?
But yeah, here's the thing. I can treat three people with shoulder pain. They'll have pain in the front of the shoulder.
Mm.
I can treat three people with that shoulder pain, but see three different problems. Now, if all three of those people are going on AI saying, oh, when I shoulder press, I get pain in the front of the shoulder,
Mm.
all three are going to get the same answer.
Yeah.
Well, for two of them, at least, it's wrong.
Yeah, that's true,
So,
actually, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then you could go into the fact with even like technique of exercise. You could say when
Yep.
I squat down, I don't know, maybe my hips sort of cave in, and that could be, I mean, what, like tight calves, for example, that could cause that.
Yeah, it could
That
be flat footed. You might have weak abductors. Your
yeah,
glutes are
yeah. So there's
loose,
so many
your
different
back is
factors,
tight.
isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah,
a whole list.
yeah.
So, especially something like the squat. So,
Nice, yeah. And in terms of that as well, for my clients at the start, part of the foundation phase, I do like them to take photos of their food straight away before I even give them anything nutrition to do. And then that gives me an idea. But with AI, again, you can send your photos into the AI, but it's going to be such generic,
yep.
Response back, isn't it? Rather
Yes.
than, again, that experience just going over it
Yeah.
on that one. Any other points, Darren, on the AI?
I think we've pretty much covered the main ones for today.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's
I'll be
loads
keen
more.
to hear from people that use AI for their training and their nutrition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know one or two people here that do it. So, and are making a success of it.
Mm.
But there are also people that I know who have had coaches.
Yes.
So they're using AI with a degree of some education beforehand.
Yes, that's true. So
So
everyone's
they're going
coming
in
into AI.
maybe a little bit loaded in terms of their
Yeah.
questions, but
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. I saw this video of this guy who created on ChatGPT. You can basically, create whoever you want, really. And he created I think it was like a cycling coach because he was a cyclist, and he managed to lose like 13 kilos, from the. And at the end of the day, for some people that would work because it's
yeah,
probably just small accountability. That's all they need. But for other people, they need a lot more than that. So again, it just comes down to preferences, doesn't it?
yeah,
With the AI. If you don't need much, you just need that little nudge, just a small nudge. AI is probably perfect for you.
yeah,
Perfect. However, if you know there's a lot of changes you need to make, and you don't want to be overwhelmed, then I think obviously going the coach route, obviously with a human, is going to be way more beneficial for you there. So yeah, those are the main points there. In terms of like the benefits for AI, go for it, try it. If you haven't already, give it a go. AI is obviously, very smart, very good. Like Darren said, though, it's the prompts. You have to be very, very detailed in what you give the AI. The AI literally needs to know everything about you. And if you're not prepared to obviously put in everything about you, it's not going to be accurate. Okay. And then, yeah, talking about the negative sides, obviously, yes, it is going to be generic. When you type in your prompt, the AI searches online at the most sort of read used pages, websites. So it's going off of generic websites to give you the data. It will analyze it all and put it together with sort of like the most sort of research backed data. So again, you use it wisely, but it's not going to be the be all and end all. Darren, last question for you before we wrap it up here. Do you see AI taking over coaching? I know there's sort of you've got the PT side, physio, that'll probably that can never be taken over from AI really, but coaching as general, probably a little bit like myself, like the online coaching. Can you see AI sort of taking over?
No.
Why is that?
I think people will always want some human connection, which is one of the reasons why I'm not worried about AI taking over my job. They could probably make robots that will rubber massage people.
Yeah.
People don't want that. And I think, from what I understand, younger generations are steering away from lots of online now. I think less and less kids are using social media these days. There seems to be a wariness growing around this whole online thing.
Yeah.
So I think AI will have its place, but I think there will always be that need for human interaction.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the most important aspect is definitely the community aspect for me. I think it's huge knowing that there's other people that are similar to you and you're all working on the same goal. And just like, even when you're going into the gym, speaking to people, training, how you getting on? How's your journey going? And you're just talking. That is so beneficial for you. And again, it's just a way to relieve stress as well. Because, the journey, it does get frustrating, doesn't it? Sometimes. And you just need that outlet.
And again, like we said earlier, we are punch bags. That comes with the job.
Yeah,
People have shit days. We've got to hold our hands up and say, yeah, okay, you've had a shit day.
Yeah.
Sorry, but shit happens.
Yeah.
We've got to be a shoulder for people to cry on.
Yeah. And once people release it, they feel so much better.
You can't just bang your head on your laptop and start crying and expect sympathy. So
yeah, literally, yeah. The AI will probably give you a program to stop crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, just one of those. But yeah, that's all we're going to go over in this video. Again, really, really interesting with the AI. Again, give it a try. Loads of different stuff. If you are interested though, in the coaching in terms of fat loss or pain-free mobility, rehab, also coaching as well from Darren. Links are in the description below. So check them out. Your website is obviously down there, Darren, as well. Socials are in the description. I've noticed recently, you've been especially your videos on like Instagram and stuff. They're all really good at the moment. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Getting better and better.
Get better at it. So a few things going on. So obviously got World's Strongest Man coming up. That'll be cool. Good fun.
Oh, I was going to ask about that actually. Yeah, that's not too far now, is it?
Yes, that's what, three weeks away now.
Yeah. So anyone near the area then, if you think about going down, see Darren there.
Yeah, I'll be down there in Carroll, supporting, looking after the athletes on the day. But I'll be there for a chat and come watch some strongman.
Nice. Yeah.
Some local strength athletes. In fact, I had a guy message me. He's coming over from Belgium to compete.
Nice.
So he's coming over. He's just booked in with me today to get treated beforehand. So
wow. Oh, so it should be good then. Nice.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
What's the date for that one?
You got me. I think the second Sunday.
The second Sunday of October, the 13th.
Second Sunday of September.
Oh yeah, 13th. Yeah.
Yep, that sounds right. Yeah.
Nice one. And what time's that? Is that like a full day event or is that just a morning?
Yeah, it'll be a full day, starting about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And running to about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Wow.
That's cool. We've got men's and women's.
Yeah.
Got amateur classes, some open classes.
Nice.
Some strong lifts.
So, how's the day sort of structured then? Is it structured in like weight categories or is it like females, males?
You've got I think it's two classes for the women.
Right.
Under 82, over 82, maybe. In the men's, it's under 105, over 105, and opens, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. And
Yeah,
that's
it's a
all the
good mix.
deadlifts and everything like that, or is it the strongman with the Atlas balls and stuff?
No, it's going to be that kind of thing. So it's some deadlifts, some
Yep.
farmers carry, some log,
Nice.
overhead log pressing, some monster dumbbell pressing. So
Nice. Oh, that sounds good. I might have to, if I'm available, I might have to come down
yeah,
to that. Yeah.
it's a good day. It's a great day to come down and watch. So
Yeah. No, I might have to make a note of that. Nice one. So yeah, links to all our socials and the websites are in the description below. So obviously, yeah, make sure you check that out. If you've made it this far into the video, please drop us a like. We both, would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll both see you next week in next week's episode. Stay fit without the fuss, and have a great week.